I'm not feeling very funny today, babe.
That's all right. You look kind of funny.
Hi, we're Jackie and Bobby with Ascension Presents. Today we're talking about dealing with someone's sexual past, and one of the most frequent questions we get is, I'm a virgin and my boyfriend, girlfriend isn't. How do you guys deal with that? How do you deal with someone's sexual history? Because we're all bringing all sorts of things to the table when we're dating, and then that relationship progresses. So
yeah, I get emails all the time about this because they know we've dealt with this, and they're like, how did you deal with it? Well, you know, so Bobby wasn't the first boyfriend I had because most of you know I was waiting until marriage to have sex. I was a virgin when I got married. Before Bobby, I dated a guy who was not a virgin, and it was actually kind of a fresh. It was the person before me, and I feel like he hadn't healed from it properly. And I would ask him questions about, because again, when you're on one side, you want to ask questions because it's really pride. I mean, it's like our pride that we feel like we're going to be compared. And it's pride, like, I've waited, why didn't you, like that, it's pride. So when we ask questions, this particular boyfriend, he would get really frustrated, annoyed, and he would get really, just annoyed that I would ask him about this, and it really just kind of ruined our relationship. And then comes Bobby, and I find out kind of a similar situation, except you had a lot more space of healing from the previous relationship where you lost your virginity. And so I could tell that, first of all, you had so much more humility and you had a lot more healing. And so when I asked you questions, you were very receptive and responsive, and it was very helpful for me. And it was such a beautiful thing. You loved me enough that
I do.
You do. You love me enough that you would allow me to ask you questions.
Well, I was just thinking how the opposite of pride, the inverse of that pride, is one that says that what I've done is too shameful. There's no way God could forgive me. It's not this pride of like, how dare you, and I'm above this. It's really like, no, I'm below this, and I'm a horrible person. And
right.
We're living in a fallen world, a very pornified world, a world that does not value really the goodness of the body. We're obsessed with sex, if you watch our media, but not what sex is for, like not the beauty of what it's for, and we've lost the lens to look at it in the life-giving, God-given way. And so I think it's gonna be part of the human condition, those that are virtuously and courageously waiting, and you didn't spontaneously combust before our wedding day.
Yeah, and it's not that I was perfect in my past relationships.
Sure, but
I think, but when it comes to that divide, if someone's gone further than the other person,
yeah,
when it's not like an equal thing, there's always going to be the devil. What the devil does, the devil comes in and says to you, you're not good enough for this person. What you've done is too shameful. And then the devil comes to you, this person who has waited, and says, oh my gosh, you're not going to be good enough. They're going to compare you. They're going to have memories of this other person. So I think we can just say it's difficult. It's going to be a difficult road. It's a difficult road when you've had a conversion and you want to live a virtuous life, or you made a mistake and you're like, I want to get up. So it's a difficult road for both parties.
Yeah, you don't want to be spending your life reliving memories and beating yourself up over the past. And that's where you've gone to confession, you are a new creation, move forward. I think there's a respect of like, we don't need to bring up all the details, but there needs to be a transparency.
Right.
I'm not here to beat you up over this thing, but there's certain things I maybe need to know. The length of time, because it takes time to heal. It takes time for memories to heal, and kind of like even like the biological attachments we've made are not done within a month.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I kind of once heard that for the length of time that you were dating someone, it takes like half that time to heal from that relationship. But prayer, really, you guys, prayer.
God makes all things new.
God makes all things new. And so I even believe, we know the oxytocin is like a bonding chemical. And when you have sex, or even when you're sexually active with someone, you're bonding yourself to that person. And because we are both body and soul, you're also bonding your soul to them. But again, God makes all things new. I also believe he can make our oxytocin new, and so we have to ask for healing on both ends. It's important to be patient. And on the end, again, for the people that write me like, Jackie, how did you deal with it? Listen, it takes time. And it's also dealing with our pride. Because if we really loved as God loved, like if I, if I really loved you as God loved you, it'd be like, okay, all is forgiven, it's done with. But again, it's our pride and our wounds and the devil that keeps telling us you're not good enough, and they're going to compare you, and they've been through this, and so it's just asking for humility and asking God to heal our memories, to heal our imagination. It's prayer. And so on both sides, it's patience, it takes time, it's looking inward and being healed of, where the devil's attacking us. So
I signed the chastity card early in high school. I wanted to wait, but I didn't really have a plan. In college got the best of me, and lust, and like the St. Augustine restless heart. Like, you got to watch for that. If I knew Jackie was coming, I never would have left my room. I would have just baked a cake and hung out and been like, she's coming one day. Not how God works. It's worth the wait, and it's worth re-waiting if you have screwed up, if you've fallen, if whatever baggage is there. Get to confession, ask for that continued healing and unbinding of these memories, and wait again.
So it's worth waiting, and it's worth re-waiting, and humility, patience, prayer. I mean, this is how, and just time with the prayer. Like, again, I know Bobby loves me, and that's what whenever I would bring this to you, you would always just reaffirm that, like, listen, that wasn't out of love, it was out of lust. Like, and I love you now. And so again, it takes a supernatural grace, I think, is what it is. It takes God's grace to deal with this kind of stuff, always. So just really prayer and communication, because it's not good when we can't talk about things that are like this. I think the number one reason people get divorced is a lack of communication, right? That's like been something we've said for a long time, psychologists have said. And so when you can't communicate about issues like this, that's a red flag. So if the person does get super frustrated when you bring this up, yeah, maybe they're not the person, or maybe they just need a lot of humility. But again, I love that you would always listen to, and it takes time. And I know you love me. I think you would always reassure that too. So, and I love you, and I was the one who told you, like, listen, God is forgiving you. You need to forgive yourself as well.
John 10:10, Christ has come to give you life, and life in abundance, not to be sitting in shame or pride, one way or the other. Like, comment, subscribe. From all of us at Ascension Presents, God bless.